Hey, 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 gorgeous people. Welcome to the Hair at First podcast, where great hair meets real life. We're your hosts, Tessa,
Monica,
and Michelle.
3 stylists, moms, besties. We're keeping it real about beauty, business, and the chaos of motherhood.
We're here to share stories, laugh way too loud, and maybe spill a little shampoo along the way. Just a quick heads up, we're not making any medical claims or giving professional advice here, just sharing our own thoughts, opinions, and experiences.
So grab your coffee, your favorite blanket, and let's hair it first.
How are we doing today?
Doing great. How's everybody doing?
Doing so good. So you guys, I have something a little different for today that I want to do with you guys. Are you cool with it? Okay.
Sure.
So I wrote it down because I have the memory of a goldfish, but that's beside the point. So we're going to do the client chaos edition of our podcast.
Sure.
So I am going to read you a scenario, and you are going to have 3 options, and I want to know what you would do.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Your client shows up with a half-done box dye job because she got bored while waiting for her appointment. What would you do? A, pour a coffee, sigh dramatically, and say, well, let's see what we're working with. B, tell her you charge double for the DIY rescue mission. C, pretend your booking system crashed and you couldn't possibly take her today. And we're going to give option D, which it's not on here, but
I would not
if you wouldn't do any of those things, what would you do?
I would say, well, I guess you're going to look like an idiot for another couple weeks before I can get you in, because now we have to get your hair in good condition because you just put box dye over it, and we have to remove that box dye now. And your hair's already trashed because you used, half of your head's trashed because you used the box dye. And so now you have to suffer for just, even if it's just for a day, go out in public like that and see what you've done to yourself. And then be prepared to come in here and pay good money to get that removed, that conditioned, that get re-prepping your whole head to get the service that you wanted. Yeah, and that's how I deal with that. And I think my clients are used to that. Like, yeah, I've made my clients before say, no, I'm not fixing that. You're going to walk around looking like a fool for a couple days because you did this to yourself. And I can't fix your bangs when they're up here. I can't.
So that.
All right, Michelle, it's on you. What would you do?
But first I would ask them what the hell they would do that for, because, you know, I was stylist over 34 years, so I've had most of my clients for 15 plus years, and they know better. So this would definitely have to be a new client scenario. Yeah, I would probably do a little bit of what Tessa did, but now we're into a correctional situation. Oh my God, I cannot even imagine. It would be why? Why did you do that? That would be my first question. Why would you do that? And send me a picture so I know what I'm in for here.
Oh no, this client's already in your chair.
It's in my chair. Oh, I didn't hear that part. Oh shit. I mean, I'd go for it because that's just the type of stylist I am, but it would definitely cost them.
Yeah,
definitely cost them.
Yeah, 100%. So I would, my clients know I'm pretty blunt. And if I've always been the type of stylist, if I don't think that I can get you where you want to go in one setting, like I'm going to tell you. So I probably, depending on who the client was, I'd probably laugh first and be like, why? You had an appointment booked, like you knew you were coming in. Why? But I would attempt to fix it because that's just me. But I would be very real with them and be like, number one, this is probably going to cost you 3 times because now we're in a color correction, not just what I had you booked for. I very well may have to reschedule them because I book my clients for what the service that they have.
I definitely made fun of them for a little bit, you know, but I love all my clientele and they know that. And yeah, if I don't have time right then to do some sort of color correction, but now you've got your hair in a mess, and I don't want to go be putting chemicals on it right then. You know, but no, I mean, I love my clientele. I would try to help them. But they're going to look foolish for a little bit. You have to undo half of their side of their head. It's not with your color. Even if you pull that color out, it's not going to look the same as the other side. So you're going to have to do a couple sessions if they want to have hair on their head.
Oh.
Now, that is a trend. That has been a trend. That is a trend. And there's some that rock it, and there's some that knock it. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
Some are so beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So here's one. This category is called business and boundaries. I have 2 questions in this one. Okay. A friend wants you to do their hair for exposure because she's an influencer. What would you do? A, do it for free to build exposure. B, offer a discounted rate with clear content agreement. Or C, politely decline and stick to your pricing.
I must politely decline and stick to my pricing. And, you know, if you're coming to me and you're a friend and you're saying you need to do this for free, blah, 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 blah. No, you're coming to me. You're my friend. Don't expect me to do this for free when I have a book that's booked out and this is going to be great for both of us. But, hello, I mean, you know, and you're my friend. Would I maybe do a discount? Maybe. Because if we sat down and talked about how this is going to maybe help me, help her, whatever, fine. But yeah, maybe I'm the mean stylist on the bunch, am I? Okay.
No, I'm with you, sister. I stick to my prices. I mean, I will say this. I have a couple of friends that I give a little bit of a discount to, but realistically, I mean, these people are coming to me a lot to get their hair done, you know, especially if it's gray coverage. And you add up what you discount every time, that could be a significant amount at the end. So if that's the situation, you better have a contract that you're going to guarantee me so many new people, and you can't do that. And nor do I have the space for new people. So I may not be the stylist for the influencers. That's not going to happen.
I would not offer a discount. I would stick to my pricing. I guess the way that I see it is like I know we'd both be helping each other out, but her overhead is smaller than mine. So I feel like that has to you got to take that into account too. And overhead counts as like schooling and training and everything like that. So I would not offer a discount. I would do it if I wanted me to, but I wouldn't offer a discount.
I have a referral program, basically. So every time somebody's referred to me, you're going to get a certain amount of money off your next service. So I feel, you know, you send me 15 people.
Yeah,
you know,
that's cool.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of money off your next service. So that would take the place of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Here's one, and I feel like this I've seen a lot on social media, the good old cancellation fee. So here's the scenario. A client cancels her appointment an hour before she's scheduled to come in. Her reasoning is something came up. What would you do? Let it slide? Charge your cancellation fee? Or offer to move her to
I probably am different than other people where this is concerned. Over the years, with my family and my kids and things, and myself and my health stuff, I have had to cancel with very short notice on my clientele. And some people understood, some people didn't, but it was life. It had to happen. I understand that other people have lives too, and things happen. So some of those I will let slide. I'll move them I'll reschedule. But when you are habitually doing that to me. And I've yet to do this. I've never charged a fee, but I'm getting to that point where I'm going to, when you, every single one of yours, you change or move or don't show up to, sorry about you. You know, I had a new client here about a couple months ago. I had never seen her in my chair, but we did a whole fun conversation and everything. And then she made 4 different appointments and canceled every single one. Sorry, you're not established with me. Bye, go somewhere else. I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not doing it. You're not my client. So yeah. I just, but I do give grace on some of those because I know some people will give me grace, but that something came up or that just, they keep doing it. Something's got to give there, whether it be you obviously don't respect me or my time, or that I don't make money when you're not there and you don't care about that. So at some point it's like, all right, you're done. I'm not taking you anymore, period. But I've never charged the fee. So.
Yeah, I have. So again, to piggyback off of what Tessa said, it's more of a situational thing. So if it's like I just had a client that didn't even show up on Thursday. And yes. I texted, she's never late. So my first thing is concern because my clients just don't do this. I'm very fortunate. They just normally don't do this. So I text her, hey, head down, blah, blah, blah. Are you on your way? Is everything okay? Right? And she texted me back. Didn't have it on my calendar, whatever. And I'm like, well, I use a booking system. So you got 2 emails that I know of, right? And 2 texts because I have them set up for both. However, she is a very good client and she never does this to me. Never, never, never. So we all know we can miss texts. We all know we can miss emails. So I'm letting it slide, right? But if somebody's habitual, I will charge them for half of the appointment. If they do it a couple times, I'll charge them for half the appointment. Then it's the full appointment. And now you're paying ahead of time. Love that. To even be able to book an appointment with me. That's how I do it. Now, I've only had to do that once and it really pissed them off and they ended up leaving, but I make more money because I'm not 1,000% sitting with an empty chair for 3 hours every 3 months.
Yeah. I have, everybody knows I have a lot of kids, and when it starts into like cold and flu season, I am extremely good about having things come up. Like, I'm fine with that. If you text me in the morning, you're like, my kid is sick or I don't feel good, I don't want you to come in. Right. Please don't come in. Now, having said that, I do have some clients that will text me and be like, I've got them down for an extension move up or like a toner glaze, like refresh. Because some of my balayage clients, they just come in like every 6 weeks for just like a glaze freshen up. And, to them, they're like, well, it's not really that big of a deal. It's a little appointment. Yeah. And I'm like, that's still an hour and a half of my time. So when they text me and they're like, oh, hey, my hair looks good, I'm just going to go ahead and skip today. I used to not charge for that. But because it's starting to happen, and I feel like a lot of stylists are feeling this, it's starting to happen so much more frequently. People are pushing their appointments or just not showing up or canceling the day of. It's very difficult. Number one, it's difficult to try to get them in. And 90%, I'm saying 90%, I don't really know how many it is, of stylists, we all want you to come in. So like we try to find different spots to put you in that we might not have. Because number one, we need to make the money. We're losing out on money if you're not in our chair. Like, we don't get an hourly pay. And we don't want you to go somewhere else. We want to keep you. So I've had to implement it twice to people, but I have told myself that I am going to start implementing my cancellation fee. So with mine is if you cancel less than 20, and everybody has signed papers. acknowledging my cancellation fee. So it's not like a, springing it on anybody. It's on our booking system. It's on a paper that they sign with their client where I keep everything. And it is half of your appointment if you book or if you cancel within 24 hours. If you cancel day of, you're being charged for what you had put down to get done. So like if you were down to get an extension install, you're going to get charged for it. Having said that, if you are sick, I do not want you to come to the salon.
Right.
But like, just because you just don't feel like it, or you wanted to go to lunch with your friend, or I don't know. Because it's so hard to get people back in when we're booked out for 6 weeks at a time. So a lot of the times, the only time we have to do that are days we're supposed to be off. But I am too much of a people pleaser that I'm like, okay.
Well, and then you're sitting there. So if it's a 3-hour appointment in the middle of your day, you're sitting there with nothing to do, or you go run an errand, but then you're working an extra 3 hours that you could have been with your family. And I think that's, clients don't understand that as much because we are so accommodating, because I love my clients. Like, I want them to have good hair. I want them to be happy. But it's hard. Like, you have to stand your ground. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have, and well, can you do Friday? No, I cannot. No, because I don't work Fridays normally. Once in a while I do.
But my thing is, doctor's office have cancellation fees. Doctor's office have no-show fees. That's the other thing. I feel like in our industry, people expect
And
us
I
to
have.
work until 10 o'clock at night.
I've worked till 2 in the morning before. And
or Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays.
That stuff is out the window. I'm not doing that anymore. And I have a lot of people say, do you ever work? Do you ever work? Yeah, I went down to 2 days in my salon because I can and because I want to. My body hurts. I joined Fermaglow. I love Fermaglow. We, started this company almost a year ago, and it's like, yeah, I am. Those other days, don't try to talk me into an appointment, because I'm not going to do it anymore. I have a commitment to my new company, and I have a commitment to my shop. I've committed those 2 days to my shop and to my clientele, and I will get them in, and I am, even if it's 13, 14-hour days, fine. But my other days now, I am going to be committed to this and what we are doing here. But I also love the fact that I have the freedom with this to go to doctor's appointments with the kids or my own self or things that we need to do, because we can still make money not behind the chair. And I just feel, I don't know, I just feel like there's sometimes we get just walked all over,
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
All right. I got a really good one. And then I got a funny one. So, and I honestly do not know what I would do in this situation, because I don't really know what you could do. A client says, I can't afford this after you've finished a 4-hour balayage. What do you do?
Been there. Okay, you go first.
I'll go first. That wouldn't happen because I would talk pricing before. However, worst case scenario, I talked pricing. We already knew everything. She agreed to it. I would probably offer a payment plan. Like, what can you afford today? She can tell me what she can afford, and then I'll be like, okay, over the next couple of weeks, can you do this? That would be my offer. I don't know how else
I've been there.
do it.
I have been there. And it pissed me off royally.
What happened?
Because
What'd you do?
I always quote prices.
I bet.
They know what the hell it's going to cost when they get there. So I forgot my money, or I can't do it this week, or what, after the fact. This is my livelihood. This is how I get paid. This is how I feed my children. Quit disrespecting that. And what do you do? It's like, well, shit, you've already done it. You can put her in the chair and remove it all. which sometimes
Yeah.
I want to. I kind of want to. I wanted to.
Well, that was
before.
one of the options.
Had it to wear.
Turn in your purple.
A client, I've followed up with her each week till her appointment, and here's your cost, and blah, 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 and everything. And then she comes in, I check the day before. Are we still good? Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Then she comes in, takes her coat off, blah, 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 gets in the chair. I go to start washing. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to be able to pay for this for a couple weeks. And you know what I did? I set her back up from that wash chair, and I said, I can't do your appointment then. And she said, what? And I said, sorry, this is my time. This is I ordered in your color specifically to do this. And now I'm not going to get paid on it, where I could have had somebody else in my chair in this time and been paid on it. And you've had plenty of time to tell me this. And then you choose because you thought I was a sucker and going to do it. And used to, I would have, but I'm tired of the shit.
Well, my whole thing is, would you go to a restaurant and order food and eat dinner and then tell the server you couldn't pay for it? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what I would do. I would probably offer a payment plan.
Well, once you've already got on that, that's all you can do. But the thing about it is chasing down your money, making sure they stick to that payment plan. And I've had people do that too before that, okay, then will maybe ask me before our appointment, can I pay you next week? And there are ones that I'm like, absolutely, because I know them and I know they're going to pay. That's fine with me.
Yeah,
but
I have a couple
there
of
are
those
people
too.
also that I know that don't pay their bills. And I know that I'm not going to get, and there's plenty of people that I have had to just eat it, And so, one time I did 9 prom girls' hair in a row and worked my butt off all day. And I made the mistake of serving alcohol to the moms while they're sitting there in mimosas and things. All the moms got drunk. And then they're all fighting with their daughters, and everybody's bawling, and the daughters hate the moms because they're drunk, and then there's blah, 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 and then everybody leaves without paying. It took me a year and a half to get my money from everyone. A year and a half. That's my fault. Maybe I've never served alcohol to the prom moms since then. Yeah. I think that's right.
Dads could hang out and drink beer.
But they just left without paying.
Dads would just bro
It's
out.
the thing.
There would be no
What
fighting.
are you doing? Yeah. So that did happen to me one time. That's small town. And I'm not knocking small towns at all. I absolutely love my town. Adore my town, all the people in it. It just happened that way. But it did take me a year and a half to get all of my money. So I'm like, I can't do that anymore.
No. Mm-mm.
That's insane.
What's
That's
the funny
insane.
one?
The funny one. Okay. A toddler enters the salon with their mother, ends up finding your shears, grabs them, and yells, "Edward Scissorhands." What do you do? I gotta give the options for this because this is hilarious. A, dive like you're in an action movie. B, offer them apprenticeship. At least they've got spirit. C, ask the mom if she wanted to book a Mother and Mayhem package.
So we had a sign in the salon that said, any unattended children will be offered
Love
an
that.
espresso and a free
Love
cookie
that.
to take home. That was our sign in the salon. So, I would probably die. I would probably die for the shears because I wouldn't want them to hurt themselves as a mom. But then I'd probably just laugh. First of all, danger. That's just my personality. Stop the danger.
And people don't
So sharp.
realize how sharp our shears are.
Gosh, they would slice that kid's finger off
Yes, like easily.
easily. But I would probably, the apprenticeship one is pretty funny.
Yeah. That's great.
That's fun.
Yeah. Get them started
I thought it
now.
was hilarious.
Yeah, I like it.
And
Well, see, like, I think what makes it so funny for me is I could see my son doing it. Like, he tells me all the time. He's like, Mom, it's okay to be a little wild. We just always got to be careful. And I'm like, but you're wild and careful.
You're only doing half of it.
You don't align. You're only doing the wild side. He got his first bike last Easter, and they didn't have a helmet that fit him, so I didn't get one. I had one ordered. We have stairs that go down our like back patio. Full send. Right down the stairs. His eyes were big as saucers. Craig was at the bottom of the stairs. I'm at the top. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me, and Colt's like, I said, Bud, did you mean to do that? And he was like, no.
I love
but that was gross.
No.
And I was like, no. We're not doing that. Yeah. Every move he makes is a full send.
Yep. Okay.
We full send it.
But I have had a little girl reach out and grab my razor. And yes, they have a guard, it has a guard. She had the part like that. And I was very stern with her about that because it can cut your hand.
Yeah.
I would feel absolutely terrible. But at the same time, you got to know things in here are sharp.
Right.
You cannot do that. And I will be liable because you never know. Some parents will be like, well, it's in her salon. We're suing or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
and this particular parent, I know wouldn't have sued me or anything. And she was not upset for me for getting stern with the little girl because I did. Because you can't do that. You got to teach them. Things in our salon are, for one thing, they cost a lot of money. People think we go out there and buy $2 shears, and that we do not. They're expensive. Our chair quit spinning in the chairs. Quit spinning in my chairs and pumping it up.
Quit spinning.
Yeah. I have
pumping
signs
it up,
all over my salon.
Pumping it up and
with
pushing it down.
And sometimes they get taken down. I don't know who takes them down, but I'm sure it's the kids. My niece has told me before, you got to tone your letters down, your notes, because they're really, really mean. I'm like, they won't listen, so I just have to get mean. Yeah, I have to get mean. Yeah,
Here is a leash and a chain. Put your kids in it.
I used to tell mine they would do the chairs, and like their parents would tell them to stop, and they wouldn't listen. And I'd be like, okay, well, just know if you break the chair, your mommy and daddy has to pay for the chair, and then your mommy and daddy are going to be really, really mad at you.
And Santa Claus is watching.
Because they are not teachers.
Year round. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Me and Santa, we tight. We talk frequently.
Yeah.
We really start talking a lot about October,
Oh, yeah.
because that's when the threats come in.
Yep.
But now we've got my younger two have started watching, like, I'm trying to limit their TV and like what they watch. So we've gotten real big into VeggieTales.
Mhm.
And VeggieTales always talks about how God is watching. So he'll be like, who's watching? God or Santa Claus? And I'm like, well, God is always watching. Number one. And whenever Santa Claus misses, God tells him.
Perfect.
And he's like,
They talk.
what? And I'm like, just so you know,
I love that.
He's watching, and they buddies. Yeah. Yeah, they've been loving the VeggieTales. We just had like a lot of rain here, and he had just watched the Noah's Ark one, and he was like, Mom, is it flooding? And I was like, no, it's not flooding. Why? And he was like, do we have a boat? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, we have a boat. And he was like, how are we going to get all the animals on our boat? And I was like, oh, but no, it's not going to flood. Like, it's not going to be like the great flood. And he was like, that's right. And I'm like, I know, it's not that kind of rain. It's not going to rain that long. But it's so funny, like, how he, like, perceives things, like, kids' perception.
This was fun today, girls. I liked doing that. Yeah.
We have to do this more. I love the scenario questions. I think it's fun.
I love it. And I would love to know even like what other people, so like all of you listeners, like what are some things that you've seen or you've heard while you're in the salon? Or if you're a stylist, like what are some things that have happened to you or scenarios you've heard? And I just think it would be so much fun to hear.
Clients and
like,
stylists. Absolutely.
from both sides, both perspectives. Clients, yeah. So
Oh my gosh, yes.
go to the podcast, Hair at First podcast on Instagram and Facebook. I'll also link all of our information is on our podcast. You guys go in, put your scenarios down so we can also talk about them on the podcast because I am so sure there's going to be
please, we want to hear from you guys. We definitely want to hear from you guys. And thanks for tuning in again, and we'll see you guys next week. Love you, girls.
Bye. See you next week. Love you.
And that's a wrap on this episode of Hair at First. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you laughed, learned, and maybe felt a little more seen through all of the good hair days and the hot mess ones too.
Remember, we're just sharing our own thoughts and experiences. No medical claims or professional advice here. Just real talk from stylists and moms who get it.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and share Hair at First with your fellow beauty lovers and boss moms. We will catch you next time with more stories, laughs, and probably a little conditioner in our hair.